I'm a New Zealand zoo official. This monkey is going to Newtown.
Those zoo officials, they get
Don't fuck with the zoo officials. All right. Welcome to Screams and Streams, the podcast that looks at the best and worst horror movies as rated on Rotten Tomatoes from 1970 onwards. I'm your host, Mike, and with me are my co-hosts,
Chad
and
Sam.
Be sure to check us out on Instagram. Our handle is @ScreamStreamPod. Also check out our website, screamsandstreams.com, for more information about all the films we are looking at. And just a warning, if you don't like spoilers, we recommend that you stop listening now, check out the film, and then rejoin us for our discussion. Today we are looking at the best film of its year. It is Peter Jackson's 1992 film, Dead Alive. It scored 89% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's really high. Okay.
Yeah. We will get into the shock of everybody with that score as we get into the film. But Sam, can you give us our plot summary, please?
A young man's mother is bitten by a rat monkey. She gets sick and dies, at which time she comes back to life, killing and eating dogs, nurses, friends, and neighbors.
a rat monkey.
A Sumatran rat monkey.
A rat monkey. I just like, she comes back to life. She kills and eats dogs and nurses, friends, and neighbors.
Yeah, friends and neighbors.
Yes,
Yeah.
everyone.
Order of priority, descending or ascending? Yeah.
Annual meeting.
Oh, can't wait. All right. For our sinister sip today, we are drinking Godfrey's Corpse Revival from Anders Ericsson on YouTube.
That's a crazy name.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh,
Yeah, there's a lot there.
Ooh, that's not smooth.
I'm not a fan.
So I have to apologize. There are 5 different versions of the Corpse Revival in the YouTube video that I got this from. This was the only one that I had the ingredients for. There was ingredients that I could not find easily. So I'm like, well, we'll go for the one that I can make. But even Anders Ericsson in his video took a sip of this and he's like, and he just kept going.
So what is in this?
It is gin, vodka, a little bit of grenadine, and bitters. Yeah.
It's very
Gin
and
bitters.
bitters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gin and bitters.
Yeah. And I went for a smooth gin and just a little bit of the bitters, but
I
yeah,
don't like it.
no. Didn't use the moonshine vodka though. I went and got
Well, thank
better
Christ.
vodka for this
It
one.
would have been on the floor by the time. When you do 4 of these in a row.
Okay, we are now going to get into our first impressions. Chad, why don't you kick us off?
Loved this film. Loved it. I've seen this many times. Actually, my wife introduced it to me. I don't know. She's not a real horror buff, but she likes the kind of silly campiness of this film. And I immediately fell in love with it. I just started laughing. So many moments in this that are just ridiculous, out of hand, and quotable and
Yep.
amazing. I just love it. So much blood. So
So
much blood.
Yeah.
And actually, this time that I watched it, I've seen this movie about, 5 or 6 times. And so this time, there were sections where I was like, oh, I can kind of fast forward this because I had seen it so many times, but it still really speaks to me. I still really like this film.
Mm.
Yeah. Reminds me of that Reanimator kind of ilk, right? Those crazy things that are not super serious, but still like gory and funny. And
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Sam, what did you think of it?
It was a weird ass movie.
It is a weird ass movie.
But I liked it. I hated the first 20 minutes.
Oh,
that was a grind.
It's a rough go, yeah.
Yes. So I wish that was like sped up or different. Yeah, I didn't like that. Overall, I enjoyed it though. It was weird, but it was fun.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. So yeah, I had never seen it before. I'd never even heard of it. But yeah, overall it was okay.
For sure. I agree. For me, I've only ever seen this one time before, and it was a coworker at a job that I had that talked about like Dead Alive was the goriest film banned in the UK, allegedly. It was in a bunch of different like weird magazines, like an FHM did a best of the movies you've never seen. So I was like, I need to hunt this out. Found it at a video store, and I remember watching it and just being like, oh my God, this is so fun. And then rewatching it for this, the opening, I didn't remember it from the first watch. So when the opening hit, I was like, what? am I watching the wrong movie? This is terrible. But then once it starts rolling, I was in for the ride and loved it to the end. Yeah.
Yeah.
I watched a little documentary on filmmaking in New Zealand, and Peter Jackson. This is under the category of what's called a splatter film.
Yeah.
And I was
That would be an accurate description.
Yeah. There's a lot of splatter.
I haven't heard that term a lot, but yeah, when they said, so this is under the genre of splatter film, I was like, yes, totally.
Yes.
Yep.
Accurate.
check.
For sure. Okay, we're now going to get into our tropes hall of shame, and I'm going to kick us off. So I just put like offending the indigenous people and taking something from its habitat.
Yep.
Right off the bat.
Yep.
Yeah.
And my second trope was the controlling / weirdly jealous mother.
Yeah.
Yep.
Had that one
Grossly
too.
jealous. Yeah. Sam, what were some of your tropes?
Those were my first ones I actually had. And then I had the old psychic. So in this one, it's the aunties, I think, or the grandmas for this one. And then animal senses danger. Yeah. Classic.
All right. Chad, what did you have for tropes?
I had the label is exactly what it is on the bottle, and just big block
that one
letters,
too.
tranquilizer, cyanide, like
Poison.
it's poison. Yeah,
I had that
was
too.
one. And the mortician eating food while working on a corpse.
And the food was on the corpse this
On
time.
the corpse as
Next
it's being
level.
over flooded with formaldehyde or whatever that solution
yeah.
was.
Yeah.
It's just so gross.
Yep. I had that one as well.
So did I. My next trope was the yell so loud that everything reacts.
Oh, yeah.
So when the mom yells at the zoo, they cut to all the different reaction shots.
Yeah.
Yep.
And exhuming a corpse at night.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yep.
Sam, what were a couple more of yours?
The mower doesn't start, like the car doesn't start
yeah.
trope. I also had the creepy uncle or like mean uncle.
that guy,
but that guy
yeah.
was gross.
Yeah.
And I had a note here that the peeing POV was disgusting.
Oh,
like
yeah.
where he's peeing in the toilet. I was like,
Oh.
that's foul. It was
Yeah, and he
gross.
needs to go to a doctor. That
Yeah, that was
coloration was gross.
Yeah. And his
a weird shade. Yeah.
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 It's taking some multivitamins or something.
Yeah.
It was nasty. That's all I had.
Thank you. We're now going to move into our one-liners. And Sam, why don't you start us off, please?
Your mother ate my dog. Well, not all of it. And then it pans out to the dog, just full guts on the bed.
When they pull that dog out of it.
Yeah.
Oh, man. It's just so gross.
So good.
That was my first one. And then the other one was with the priest. Stay
yeah.
back, boy. This calls for divine intervention.
Oh,
and
that
then
was
he
so good.
fucking karate kicks him.
Yeah.
And he goes, I kick ass for the Lord.
I'll kick ass for the Lord. That's like my favorite line. I
It's
love that
so
one.
good.
Yeah.
And those are my only two.
Those are good ones. Yeah. All right. I'm going to go next. And my first one is at the very beginning where they're like, you got the bite? There's some Dettol in the Jeep. Little antibacterial to get rid of it. No, it won't. And then my other line, so when they're at the zoo and it's like, where did this rat monkey come from? It's like, story goes, the great big rats came scurrying off the slave ships and raped all the little monkeys.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Okay.
I had that one too. Yeah.
Chad, what else did you have?
I had, pick up the case, get the dollars. I also had at the funeral, the priest again slayed me with blessed with an abundance of mother love.
So good. My next line is the mother. It's like, look at this. It bit me. I've been savaged. And this dress. And then I love the Nazi doctor. Like, do you want a syringe? Or are you going to sniff?
Yeah. Yeah.
Chad, what else did you have?
I had the guy eating dinner and they're like, we have to go. And he's like, what? No pudding? It's just the way he's just so obsessed.
So offended.
And
So-
then he's like, oh, I may have some custard. It's like, custard.
that fucking custard.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
comes up for
that
me.
is a scene.
Yeah.
I also had the priest again where
He's so good.
he's mad that Nigel isn't there yet. And he just goes, well, if he's not here in 10 minutes, his mother will be delivered into the hands of the Lord in his absence. And,
He's so good.
and the way he says it, like the way he just like, he's just pissed off. He's like, I want to get this thing going. So I love those. Yeah.
My next one is when they're in the cemetery and the punks are attacking.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, I reckon he's one of those guys who roots corpses.
Yeah.
And then same
Rude's corpse.
yeah. And then same scene. That's my mother you're pissing on.
Yeah. Oh man, it's so funny.
Chad, do you have any other lines?
The mom saying, "You're going out with that oily shop girl."
Oh yeah. That maybe my doesn't hold up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, it is not the nicest thing to say. And the scene with Paquita, and she's like, "Not possible, but we are romantically entangled." And he's like, "Romantically entangled? What are you talking about?"
Okay.
I've got two more. And so my next one is when things are going on in the dining room and Uncle Les is there and he's trying to get him out. And he's like, oh, I understand, Lionel. Some things a man prefers to do on his own. It's all a part of the grieving process. So masturbating to porn is
part of the grieving process. You got to be alone. Yeah.
And then in the party scene, there's the dweeb or the educated one, and he's getting attacked. He's like, I'm sorry, I called Nabokov a pedophile.
Yeah. Oh, wait. I have one that doubles up on that.
Okay. Yeah.
It says, some of my best friends are pedophiles. Yeah.
He said that later to like,
That is actually my what the fuck. I shouldn't have used that. But yeah, like, it says that like shouting out as she's leaving the party. Yeah.
that's your claim?
Yeah.
On that line, not holding up, we're going to go to what else doesn't hold up. Chad, start us off, please.
What doesn't hold it up is the plane flying at the beginning in the shots.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it looks so cheesy.
It looks like it's on a string. I have it. It reminds me of, oh my gosh, this is so stupid, but I have an elf on the shelf for my kids.
Yeah.
And my kids were like, it doesn't fly. So I tied it to a string after I had a couple glasses of wine on our like indoor like ring camera. And it was like, I'm laughing my ass off as this like, I'm like, goodbye, children. So then I recorded it.
Okay. And did they like
That's
totally buy it?
awesome. Yeah.
Oh,
They're
that's awesome.
too young.
Yeah.
Goodbye. See
That
you
is-
next Christmas.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, so that's what it reminded me
sound.
of.
That's awesome.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have another one, Chad?
Another one was, I think it's probably the stereotypical German that I have. Yes.
Yeah.
So there's that one where he's like, I told you I lost my paper. I can't even do it. Lost my papers. And it's like, okay.
That's so good. All right. Sam, what else doesn't hold up for you?
I had just the whole opening sequence. The running was over the top, like
Yeah.
the weird running.
Oh,
the
yeah,
whole
yeah.
scene, I was like, it's kind of low-key racist as well. And then I also said the fact that the quality, I don't know if it was just my version, but the
Oh, yeah. It
quality
goes in
drops.
and out of different
so
colors.
bad.
Yeah. I
So-
had that too. Yeah.
We had the extended version. So the stuff that was off colored was the stuff that had been cut out of the US release.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
So that's why. Yeah.
Okay.
I should have texted you that ahead of time.
It was
Yeah.
really,
Yeah,
really
I was going to put that in my gratuitous because we'd be watching and then it
Yeah.
would
Yeah.
All
change
the
colors
time.
and everything and then go back. Yeah.
Yeah. I also had the opening scene. I thought it was so bad that it was going to be revealed to be like a movie within a movie.
Yeah.
Like we were going to pull out of a television set,
Yeah.
but nope, not at all. And then this next one was early on in the film before sort of the tone caught up to what they were trying to do. And I just put like all of the overacting, especially Lionel's mother,
yes.
was just too much for me at the very beginning. But then
Oh, yeah.
it became fun later on and just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chad, did anything else not hold up for you?
I had two, but I'm not sure how old they're supposed to be. Well, he seems quite old to be living with his mother. She
Yeah.
seems quite old to be living with whoever those two people are.
At the store, yeah.
fortune teller and
Yeah.
and the guy who just eats.
Yeah.
So I wasn't sure what that was. And the other thing that doesn't hold up is the beginning. There's so many over the shoulder shots. It's just back and forth, back
Yeah.
so much that I just thought it was it was too much.
Yeah, for sure.
I think they could have actually like started the movie from the mom getting bit by the.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, like.
Yeah, they didn't need to establish
need
the
to show-
shop and the other guy,
Yeah.
the rugby player, in case you couldn't know, he went on about it.
However, I did enjoy her stomping on the monkey. Like
Yes.
that. But I guess we would have seen that.
Yeah.
Like if they started them, we needed to see some relationship with the mother to know that she's overbearing and kind of psycho and a little inappropriate.
Yeah.
And we needed to see this possible love bit. But that just
And
went
that
on
star-
too long.
The
It was
star
too
and moon
much.
symbol.
I was like,
yeah.
what is this movie? Like,
Yeah.
and then it got good.
But did the star moon thing do anything? Did
No.
it protect him?
They kept grabbing it, but still got attacked.
It's like, especially, it's disgusting. But when he like grabs it from the lung thing that.
oh, I love the lung thing.
Anyways.
Sam, did anything else not hold up for you?
I said the dream sequence was poorly done, but I can't remember where in the film that would
There's
have
a
happened.
dream sequence.
Yeah,
The whole thing feels like a fever dream, so I can't remember.
I know.
Yeah.
Okay, you can. Yeah,
Is it with the mom?
I don't think so. Oh, maybe. I don't know.
There's a dream sequence when he goes back and forth about the drowning of the mistress and
yes,
the dad.
that's it. Yeah,
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
that must be it. I said it was really bad. I just said I didn't like the cuts in there.
Yeah. My last doesn't hold up is the pervy racist uncle. Like,
Oh, yeah.
it was funny, but it was a bit much and just. Ugh.
Yeah.
All right. We are now going to go to our most gratuitous scene. And Sam, start us off, please.
The pus and the custard.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
I don't think I need to say anything.
Oh,
Yeah.
I almost threw up.
Oh, yeah.
Not now, but like.
I was like, oh, sorry.
No. Watching that scene was.
When it
unnerving.
shoots and hits the picture or the painting or whatever,
Yeah.
it's just like the first time I saw that, I did gag. I was
Yeah.
like, oh,
Yeah,
yuck.
so-
It is very off-putting.
Yeah.
I did love that whole scene though, like
Yeah.
the dinner party scene. I thought was hilarious.
Yeah.
Their
She
face
just
falling
grabs
off.
the steak and he's like, here, have some more beans. And then the guy's like, I'll have some of those. It's like-
So good.
yeah, it's pretty good.
What's another gratuitous scene for you?
I said just the overall like gore and the sounds of the body parts.
Yeah.
Oh, it was
Just-
so good.
Yeah, good, but like a lot. So you got to brace
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah. Chad, what was gratuitous for you?
Well, there's lots with the gore. Like if you want to focus on the blood and the
Yeah.
pus and the stuff, even from the beginning where she gets bit and she mashes that monkey's head and the pus and the blood that comes out of the monkey
Yeah.
is disturbing. So, I mean, a lot of the gore is just crazy.
Yeah.
And then I had the uncle sucking on that thing. I don't know what that was.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
He has that little, it's not a vape, but it's like
I don't know what it
I don't
was.
know what
Yeah.
it's glass and it just kind of goes into his mouth. You'd think it was an asthma inhaler, but it's like, I don't know what it was.
Maybe it's for asthma. I don't know.
Maybe,
but
but he does it a lot.
Yeah.
And I was just over and over and over. And I didn't know what it was. And I wasn't sure if he was losing his breath or why that was even in or
Yeah.
part of his character. Right?
Yeah.
It's also got sores all over his face. The guy's just disgusting.
That's my
Yeah.
next
That
one.
guy-
I was
oh,
like,
sorry.
no, but that's, I was just like, I don't want to like shame anyone. But
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, he's just disgusting. Like,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
like we've talked about it, but I was like, that just was the like little cherry on top. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
wholesome.
yeah.
Ugh.
For me, the ripping off of the monkey's arm at the zoo was like, it was just, I know it gets gorier later, but that was the first like,
Yeah.
over the
Yeah.
top. And then the number of close-ups on people's eyes
Yes.
was
There's lots.
Yeah.
There are. That's
got
a
a
good
bit
one.
much towards the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then my last one, I mean, Chad mentioned the blood, but I like the fact that it sort of takes little steps. Like it's gory, gorier. But when Void gets killed over the grave, that's when you're like, holy shit.
Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah.
it's just a fountain of blood.
Yeah.
So good. Yeah. All right. We're now going to go into our terrifying or titillating. Chad, kick us off, please.
Well, I don't know if this is very titillating. It's not terrifying, but man, that zombie sex scene is something
That's mine
else.
too.
That's mine as well. Yeah.
You have to put, it's the only sex scene that's really in this film.
Yep.
And it's the priest, which is what.
Oh.
And the nurse and the gurgling and the like that happens. And oh man, it is just, yeah, it's wild. It's weird, wild stuff.
Yep.
So good.
So that's mine.
And Sam, that was yours as
Yep,
well?
that's mine.
The only other thing I had was more on the terrifying side because it was upsetting to me was the custard and the pus in the custard, but also like the ear dropping into the custard and like,
and then she
eats it. Like,
Yep.
Thinking about it, I want to throw up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it is a nasty scene. But then even the eating of the dog and the pulling out of the dog is
Yeah.
like just yeah, there's lots. Still a great film.
Still a great film, yeah.
Yep.
So let's talk about why this film stood the test of time. And Chad, start us off, please.
I think the gore holds up.
Yep.
Like I think the blood and
Yeah.
the pus and the way they mixed it still to this day doesn't look fake. It looks disgusting.
Yeah.
It doesn't look overdone, like the blood is too red or too whatever.
Yeah.
It just still looks really, really good.
Even
Yeah.
the comical gore effects, like the rib cage and
Yes.
being ripped out or the face being ripped off, was all good.
Yeah.
Sam, what were some of your tests of time?
I had the gore overall. I loved the spluttering neck nurse zombie. So the spluttering neck. I know
yeah,
that was
yeah.
the gargling noise, but I loved her, and I loved how her neck would just go back and be like,
Yeah.
gargling, and then they'd be like, oh shit, and just put it back
Yeah.
forward. I loved it.
I loved when they tried to throw that throwing star or whatever it was like at her and it hits her in the forehead and then it just folds back. It's like,
Exactly. And then I also had when they were chopping off the arms and they were bleeding, but it reminded me of Monty Python and
Yeah.
the bullet. And it's
Oh,
like
yeah,
just a
yeah.
flesh wound and it's still
Yeah.
going and the arms are spluttering out. So those were two that I liked.
yeah.
All right, perfect. For me, one of my tests of time, just because it was a bit of a jump scare, not a jump scare, but it was a bit of a jump, but it's the rat monkey punching the other monkey to steal the banana or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
It's so good.
Rips his arm off. Poor
Yeah.
little bugger.
And then I loved when his foot bumps the radio and it turns it on and like helping Paquita choose a toothbrush and the radio is like narrating what's going
Yes.
on.
Yeah. Yeah. It matches the scene. Yeah.
Chad, what was another one of your tests of time?
Well, Sam had said this before with the I kick ass for the Lord, but the Kung Fu priest fight scene is awesome.
It's amazing.
It's so good. Yeah.
And it's so well done. And he just has that shiny, shimmery robe.
Yeah.
And he's there in his robe and slippies and he's just kicking ass out there. Yeah, it's awesome.
The devil is amongst us, boy. Stay
I
on.
just wish he would have stayed alive. I didn't.
Yeah.
But then you wouldn't have the sex scene. So what do you do?
Yeah. Worth it. All right. We're now going to go to our laugh out loud moments. And for me, my first one was at the very beginning where he gets bit. They're like, Zingaya. And they like cut off his arm.
Oh,
They
yeah.
see another one, Zingaya. And they cut off another limb. They just keep to the point of decapitation.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
And then my other laugh out loud, the egg meal or the breakfast. Everything about it made me laugh. Like making Void use a spoon.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the horny priest and Nurse McTavish's neck. Like everything about that just made me laugh so hard. All right. Sam, what was some of your laugh out louds?
I really liked when the mom was limping across the road to go like, and like
Oh, yeah.
that, I just love that scene. She's like, get out of my way. And she's just like limping across the road. So that made me laugh. And then I hate to say it, but anything with the baby.
Oh,
So
my
I
God.
just
yeah.
In the
have
park or like,
all of it. So I just have a list here of like throwing the baby against the wall, LOL. Then it crawling up with the cord still attached, LOL. The baby flying through the air and the kid hitting it like a speed bump, LOL. Punching the baby and hitting it on the pole with the drunk guy cheering.
Yes, yes.
And the music in the background, LOL. So it's just like a series of just that poor baby.
Yeah. That whole baby scene is awesome.
Yeah.
yeah. I had the baby in the park.
Yes.
Like watching a parent beat the shit out of his kid.
It was wild. Like
Stuffs it in a sack and just punches it like over and over and over again.
yeah, that's the like when, and then hits it on a pole and the guy's like, yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck you, kid.
Yeah.
All right. Chad, what were some of your laugh out louds?
My first one was when they're getting her ready for the dinner and her face
Oh, yes.
peels.
Yeah.
and they use Elmer's glue that like this time. And I don't know if you guys ever use this glue, but that glue that just like has to come out of that rubber tip nozzle that just always clogged and never can. And he's sitting there just dabbing it on his mom's face, trying to glue this thing up. I lost it then.
So good.
And then I also had the baby. One of the things that I thought was hilarious was the baby just sitting there, and this baby's fucking massive.
Oh, it's huge.
Like it's huge.
Yeah.
And it's sitting there, sitting down and laughing. It's like, and this guy hits it with his bike.
Like a speed bump, yeah.
And just spills over. And the baby doesn't even flinch.
No,
It's just
phased,
like,
Fuck, what was that?
yeah, anything with the baby was good. The fact that he's like rolling it in the stroller and it has barbed wire around it and stuff like that. And he's
was a great
shaking it
reveal.
around all over the place. Like there's so much with the baby that's just awesome.
For me, I love the scene where Paquita spots Lionel across the street and the bus goes by and he disappears. And then the car pulls away and he's like going down.
Yeah.
So good. And then I love the moment of he beats up Void and defeats the upper body and it gets kicked by the legs. Like,
Yes. Yeah. I did have another LOL, which was the mom getting the shot when he has to do the tranquilizer. And he shoots her up the nose and then in the eyes.
Yeah.
And then when the formaldehyde is popping out and the guy says, we got to get her ready. And he takes his two fingers and just pops her eyes back in to their sockets. Those were my other LOL moments. I thought they were pretty funny.
All right. We are now going to go into what was eerie or ear splitting. And Chad, why don't you start us off, please?
All right. Well, I had the gurgling noises, like all the things from the nurse. And basically, whenever the zombies were around, there was always like, like stuff going on. So that was fairly creepy and disgusting.
Yeah, I put the wet goop sounds were so good.
Yeah.
Lots of moist noises.
Moist noises. Yeah.
Moist noise.
Yeah. Ugh.
Did you have another one?
Ear splitting, I did. It was because there was the music at the beginning, like, I don't know how to describe it. The dun, 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 like the love song, switching to something, switching to the love song.
It's just so bad.
It's just back and forth and back and forth. And so I was just, that didn't do it for me. Yeah.
All right. For me, it's interesting you say that because I put like the music did exactly what it needed to, but I think that's later in the film where it becomes like slapstick, humorous music to match the tone of the zombies and the craziness of it.
Right. Yeah.
Sam, for you, what was eerie or ear splitting?
For ear splitting, the baby laughing just was too much. I was like, shut up. Like, we get it. Yeah. It reminded me of Evil Dead.
The
demons.
Deadites.
The Deadites. It was like, oh, shut up. Like,
too
we get
much.
it. Yeah. Lock it in the basement and shut the door. Sorry, it's a zombie baby. Okay, this is all funny because it's a zombie baby.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not a real baby. It's not a real baby.
We don't condone neglect and abuse children.
We're now going to look at our what the fuck moments, and I'm going to start it off. And my first one was, again, Uncle Les, where he's hearing the noises of the amorous priest and the nurse. And he's like, is that the one with the donkey and the chambermaid? It's like, Jesus Christ. Like, of all the references, now you're getting into like bestiality. Like, they're really pushing this guy's sleeves and slimy.
They make him despicable.
Yeah. And my other what the fuck, it was funny, but like the fart from the disembodied anus. It's just like, what? Like, I understand, like, it's a funny movie, it's ridiculous, but it's just like those intestines, and it's just like, just like, what the fuck? It's so weird.
You got to work all that in there, eh?
Chad, what made you say what the fuck?
Well, there were several, but I'll focus it to one, and mine was the lung thing that formed, the creature with intestines and lungs.
And gave itself a weird face.
And gave itself the face. I believe that's the esophagus that it's like trying to talk through and stuff. And I was just like, how the fuck does that even, like, I know we're getting into zombies and like it's all crazy and stuff like this, but I don't get this part at all.
Same.
The entrails becoming sentient was weird.
A little much.
Sam, what made you say what the fuck?
That was exactly
That
it.
was
I
it.
was
Yeah,
like,
that-
it doesn't make sense
Yeah.
anymore. Like none of it does really, but I was like,
And then the necklace falls in between, and then it gives like this little puppy dog look to
Oh, yeah.
to Lionel
Yeah.
that please don't kill me. And then he just takes the lawnmower and blah, 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 blah.
So good.
immediately.
All right. We're now going to get to the moments we wanted to back up. Chad, what did you want to back up for this film?
I did back up the scene where the party girl gets stuck in the light fixture and then lights up.
Oh yeah, she's there the whole time.
I know,
She's just
and
chilling.
she just hangs there
Yeah.
like the rest of the movie. She's just hanging out. Yeah, so I thought that was pretty funny. And I backed up the priest fight scene.
Nice.
I just
was
loved
good.
that scene so much. It was
So
just
good.
hilarious.
For me, I loved the Lionel's mother skin flap scene with the glue
Oh,
and
yeah,
getting
yeah.
ready for the dinner and the lunch and the custard. Everything all the way through the custard was great. That's a back it up for me.
Yeah.
And my other back it up, just because it is classic and iconic, the lawnmower scene.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
just so good.
So much blood.
So much blood and gore. And Sam, you didn't have anything to back up?
Nope.
Despite how good this was?
It was really good. I got it. The
Yeah,
first time I was like,
it's
that was
good.
cool. It
I
was
don't need
rad,
to see
guys.
that section again.
Yeah.
Fair enough. But you did have some stuff hiding in the shadows. So Sam, what was hiding in the shadows for you?
I just had one comment here about climbing up a chimney, how hard that would be, and if that's a
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
climbing up a chimney. That's it. That's all.
Okay. And my shadow comment was I didn't understand. Like, they steal the rat monkey, they put it in the Jeep. They know that if there's a bite from this thing, it will be deadly. So they decapitate the zoologist or wherever he is. But why would they still take the rat monkey back to town? The guys in the Jeep, the ones that decapitated the zookeeper.
Because getting the money solves everything. Did you see how happy that guy was when he got that fistful of dollars?
I guess. Yeah.
Fistful.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Fair enough.
That's the only thing I could think of. Otherwise, I don't know why you would. You'd probably just kill the monkey.
You'd think. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's that whole opening scene. It's 20 minutes of the movie, and it's just you don't need it. You don't need it. It could have just been in the zoo, and someone could have been like, "This is the rat monkey,"
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then done the weird rats raping the monkey.
Yeah.
Story
comment,
behind
and then
there.
bites it. They could have met, and they could have been like, "Oh, my aunt predicted this," and they fell in love that way. Like it, you just could have cut the whole.
That
I don't know.
whole
Yeah,
intro part out. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
And the mother could have just been there, like licking her finger and fixing his hair, and we're like, "Oh, she's that."
It's one of
mom.
those.
Yeah,
Yeah.
immediately we get it. You know,
So what you're saying is Peter Jackson's a bad filmmaker. No.
Yeah.
just the first 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just didn't. Yeah, I don't know. It really bothered me.
Yep. All right. And Chad, you didn't have anything for this.
Well, I did have one question about how does the uncle recognize the mom? Like when she turns into that
Oh.
big mother beast and he's like, Vera. And I was like, how the fuck? And she's got giant.
I'm guessing it's because of
And butt.
Yeah. And he's like, come to mama. And it's like this like slow lumbering arm that comes across. Anyways, how he would ever know that that was his sister
Yep.
is ridiculous. And her face is falling apart as she's trying to consume Lionel in her womb again. Yeah. Another movie that puts a kid back in the womb.
Get back.
Yeah, you can't go back.
Too big, but not with the giant mama.
Yeah, no.
knowing how disgusting Uncle Les is. I think the fact that Vera was naked is why he recognized her. I don't know.
Honestly, like he's pretty awful.
Oh, it's so got all kinds of bad.
Yeah. All right. Well, this is all kinds of bad, but we're going to get to Fright Done Right. And I'm going to start us off just comparing like comedic possession, zombie, whatever. Like I kept bouncing between this and Evil Dead, like 1 or 2 of like,
Right.
what did it better with that sort of like overly gory comedic? And I've got to give it to Dead Alive with just the wet sounds and how over the top this one was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was this for me. Chad, what about for you?
Well, this one was tougher for me because I wasn't sure if we were going to focus on like, you know, the campy, crazy things or if we were going to do zombie movies just in general.
Go with whatever you.
Yeah. So I think with this one, if we're going to compare like the crazy horror stuff, this one is definitely funnier. Like I think it's the funniest of the ones we've seen other than Reanimator, which I thought was hilarious as well.
Yeah.
I didn't find Dead Alive very funny. I thought it was more gory and creepy.
Yeah.
This one I think you pretty much know what it's going to be as soon as you get going.
Yeah.
So I think if you're looking for something funny, you go for this one. If you're looking for something that's scarier, then go into your other zombie genres or something like that. This one wasn't scary. It was gory as all hell, but it was quite hilarious.
Yeah, for sure. Sam, what about for you?
I thought too, Chad, you mentioned it right at the start of the recording today, just the Reanimator vibes. So I got the same type of thing from it. I do think Reanimator did it better, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah.
I preferred that movie. And I know it's like the opposite. Like they're tranquilizing instead of bringing them back with the syringes. But just the humor and what's going on with the dead is hilarious. But I do think I prefer Reanimator for that.
Yeah.
For sure. All right. Thank you. We're now going to go to our bonus features. Chad, what do you have for research on the film?
On its initial release in its home turf of New Zealand, the movie earned more per screen than Batman Returns in 1992.
Oh, wow.
Well done.
Yeah.
There were 300 liters of fake blood used in the final scene of the film. Like not throughout, but the final scene of the film.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. The first one I have is the film finished $45,000 under budget. So Jackson used it to spend 2 days shooting the scene where Lionel takes baby Selwyn to the park, which wasn't in the original script, thus creating not only one of the funniest parts of the film, but what Jackson has gone on to say is his favorite scene in the film.
Yeah.
And just something from a YouTube video I watched. This was one of the last films made under the New Zealand government's film commission, where they had funding for local film development and things like that.
Yeah.
And I just thought it was interesting because it was like a news story about it. And it's just like, could you imagine in this day and age if like the Canadian government's like, we're funding a movie like this?
Yeah.
How up in arms people would be. But like even the politicians were saying like, yeah, it's a shame it's ending because this is something like New Zealand needs a voice. New Zealand has art. It's like, I don't think they knew what they were getting into.
Yeah.
Sam, what did you have for research?
I had some of the same things you guys already had, but I did have that with the blood and the 300 liters, the movie is rumored to be the bloodiest film of all time, which is measured in amount of blood used during production. And then my last one here is that Peter Jackson paid tribute to this film in his version of King Kong. During a scene in the boat, you can see a crate with the words Sumatran rat monkey on the side.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Chad, did you have anything else?
I just had one more, and it was again with the blood and the lawnmower scene at the end. I'd said during the lawnmower scene, movie blood was pumped at 5 gallons per second.
Oh.
Holy shit. That's a lot.
Timothy Balmain, Lionel, said that it was filmed in December and the weather was so cold that the fake blood froze and hardened all over his clothes.
Wow. All right, I'm just going to finish with international titles. Brazil called it Hunger Animal. Canada and New Zealand and a few other places, it was originally called Brain Dead.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
I saw that, yeah.
Then the US release was Dead Alive. Italy, The Brain Splatters.
And that it did.
Yeah.
The Russian alternate title I really liked, Funny Adventures of Bloody Mummy.
I kind of like it.
Yeah. Bloody Mummy.
Bloody Mummy.
Hungary, just cool !
Oh.
Yeah.
What?
We're not going to call a movie anything. We're just going to say, this movie's cool.
Cool. Have you seen the new Cool movie? No, what's it called? Cool.
Exclamation mark.
Taiwan, new vacant house, forbidden area. I think that's transliterative.
Yeah.
Vietnam called it number 10 Wellington Street. Like, that sounds like the most boring film.
Yeah. I know.
Wellington Street.
You go there thinking, we're going to see this new British film.
And then Spain, I love this one. Your mother ate my dog.
I like
Awesome.
that. Awesome.
Awesome.
All right. We are now going to throw this onto our watchability scale. Sam, where would you place it?
I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. I thought it was funny. It was definitely not perfect. The first 20 minutes bothered me, as you know. I'm going to give it a 7. I enjoyed it. I think it's worth checking out. Yeah, but I'm going to put it as a 7.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you there. The first little bit is hard. It's a weird tone. It's hard to get into, but it is so enjoyable once it gets going. And it's definitely one of those cult films that I think people should check out. So 7 for me as well. Chad, what about you?
Well, I'm going to go a little higher. I'm going to go 8. I thought it was enjoyable enough. I even liked the first part. I know the the plane looks stupid and the rat monkey looks silly and stuff like that. The beginning love story part did drag on for me, but I just thought it just becomes so much fun that I really think, yeah, you need to check this movie out. If you're a fan of Reanimator, Evil Dead, Dead Alive is definitely in your wheelhouse and you should check it out.
Yeah.
So.
Or if you watch Substance in the final scene, it is paying homage to this. So
I have not seen Substance yet.
You got to see it.
I'm waiting.
All right. Thank you very much for listening to us. Remember to follow us on Instagram. We are at ScreamStreamPod. Stop by our website, screamsandstreams.com, where we have information about our episodes, descriptions of our categories, links to our research, our watchability scale, and a page where you can recommend movies you want us to discuss. And please rate, comment on, and subscribe to our show on any of the platforms where you get your podcasts. Until next time, this has been Mike and
Sam
and
Chad.
Scare you later.